Okay, so the next category, I call them the hard Drake type beats. That's not perfectly true anymore. Hard Drake, A$AP Rocky, Travis Scott. You can throw 21 Savage in there. You can throw Baby Keem. A lot of these are influenced by like Memphis vocals and like also Memphis drums. Let's pull up a few of them. So, like I said, I call it like elevated trap, like sophisticated trap almost like. These are like a little harder to pull off. So it makes it a little bit of a stronger market. But yeah, it can be Drake, Metro Boomin, 21 Savage. You could put all of them in here. A$AP Rocky, you could put in here. You could put in Travis Scott. It would all work. Like 21 Savage, A$AP Rocky right there. I'm sure it's like, if we go and listen to it. Kind of leans towards the first one, but like drum style is kind of there. So, but yeah, let's listen to another. Got the Memphis vocals right there.
Louis. Sky.
Yeah. I bet so here's another example. Memphis vocals. Low key. You could also like call this like a Suicide Boys like type. But that's kind of like, forget I said that. It's kind of out there. It's true, but it's like not that relevant. That's fire too. That switch up, like that's phenomenal for high retention music. Like that's a clever way right there. Let's see if this one also has that. Okay, Playboy Cardi is going to get a little synthier. So that's like the category, like all three of these beats could be on the same channel. And like, remember, we're thinking about customer type. So we're thinking about the customer here. So a person who likes one of these beats would like all three of these beats. So if they were all posted on the same channel, the artist watching would be like, yeah, that's a no-brainer to sub. So that's kind of like how we're thinking about things. So income potential. So this is one of them that I think could go under like an umbrella, if that makes sense. Yeah, maybe 6 to 8. I don't know. And like better times, it could be upwards of like, I've heard them peak out at like 20. The more I think about it, like I think you could maybe go 8 to 12 on these. I don't know. You can probably do these beats like pretty quickly after you've been making music. I don't know, a year or two into it. And for that reason, it's fairly competitive. Longevity, just beginning the downhill of the peak. But artists still love them. And I still think there's a great market for it. And there will be for a fair amount of time. I'm going to say like, let's go 5.5. Because the thing is, you're probably not going to be spending 3 days on these like you might with like the cinematic or like just finding a sample for those ones. So yeah, you just probably won't be spending so much time on it. So it's like you can, once you have like the vocal, the loop or whatever, you'll make it fairly fast. So that's kind of why I put that. Yeah, C+ is perfect for that. What you'll see though is like someone like Lewis or Louis, what he does really well is he umbrellas this with another style. So he has this as like a sub of one of his lanes, but then you have to be like really thoughtful. Someone who likes this, what else will they like? So a loose tie that I could do is like, you could probably tie in that smooth J. Cole storytelling type beat in with these left field alternative hip hop type beats. I don't know, probably better to be known for like the specific thing, but that's like a loose connection that you could make. Another loose connection is like, you could probably tie in those like R&B outro type beats with like this. It'll be like roughly the same customer, but it might not be exactly. Like, I don't know if someone who likes Central C also likes those like Drake outro type beats. Like it's a maybe, it's a close one. So yeah, those are like kind of things to think about. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. So it's like situational, I guess I would say, is when you can do that and when you shouldn't do that. Here's an interesting one. This is like, I didn't see anyone doing this well, and I think this might be an opportunity for someone, at least for now. The problem is not like us type beats or TV off type beats. So we're going to have to see where this goes in the future. It kind of depends like on how like in touch with the culture like you think you are. Would this be smart to build an entire channel around? I'm not sure if that's a good idea, but could it be under your like umbrella? Let's say you could maybe take these hard Drake type beats like that Elevate Trap, and then you could probably throw in like one of these like Kendrick West Coast. Like that might be one that would be interesting. I think like if someone is like dominating, like I think I'm gonna lower what I thought it would be. So let's put 3 to 5K a month, mid-level income. Yeah, 1 to 2. Competitiveness, I don't see anyone doing it. And just for example, let's pull up a beat.
I miss you.
Like orchestral, West Coast, DJ Mustard, 808 spins, Snap. I think these are probably pretty easy, not gonna lie. The way I would look at these is like an opportunity to get your foot in the door. I don't think it's like an end all be all because I just don't know. Kendrick, like, it might be 5 years until he drops again. Maybe he never drops again. That's just how Kendrick operates sometimes. So it's like if you do it and then it's just like, okay, Kendrick's quiet. It's just gonna month after month, it's gonna go down until it falls off a cliff. But like the way I think it would be a good idea to look at this is like an opportunity to get your foot in the door and then maybe expand into something that seems like it's gonna last a little bit longer. You could expand into the West Coast sound of some sort, or you could take it like figure out how do you make that leap to something that's more sustainable from here. But this will get you early attention when you're starting from zero. And that's something that I did was like Kanye West College Dropout type beats. Okay, if you like soul beats, you might like kind of like those Drake R&B beats at the time. And then I kind of, went into that from there. So this might be like your early point. Because like the Kanye West College Dropout type beats and it was like, well, how do I take this new fan base I have, make that leap, and then keep going? This is like your entry level one. Like I would say like a D grade, a final destination, but like an A grade to get your foot in the door. All right, so let's go to Boom Bap. Everyone who likes these beats are like probably like 40. Or 30 to 40. 30 to 45, but like they're dope beats. I love them. It's like 90s chill, boom bap, like MF Doom, Joey Badass, Jay Dilla, Griselda. So these are interesting. So I think you could probably make like 4 to 6K a month. But the thing is, someone like Lethal Needle, let's see if this works. So 157 million views, nuts. 1.57 million views. He really might be doing like 2 to 6K a month off ad revenue. So that's like a different thing. Let's say off beat sales, you'd probably do like 4 to 6K a month. Here's something to keep in mind is like Lethal Needle has 3 times as many YouTube views as I have, but only about a third of the BeatStar plays. I'm at like 10 million something. So it's just like that shows you people, they get a ton of views and people love to listen to them, but are they shopping? Are they rapping on this? Or are they just freestyling? Like I bet the situation here with these boom bats, people are freestyling in their car and that's that. Are they like are they truly writing songs to it and like getting ready to release, taking their artist career serious? Are the type of people that like boom bap doing that? Probably not. They just love freestyling on it. So yeah, it's like 3.5 million. And then I have 50 million YouTube plays, but I try to make stuff that, like people are serious, like artists are taking their career serious and like trying to release these songs and stuff like that. And so my BeatStar plays are 10.1 million. My BeatStars plays, all that great. Competitive. I don't think too many people are doing it. Longevity, it's like, if you're like middle of the pack, you might make like 2 to 2.5K a month. But yeah, competitive. I don't think too many people are getting in it today. Longevity. I mean, it's been around for 30 years now, like 2025. So I think. It's been around this long. I don't see it dying anytime soon. And like the level of difficulty is like, it's mostly sample based, mostly. Yeah, it's like you gotta have your drums, and there is definitely an art to that. But you can make like these probably fairly quick. So probably actually not that difficult to do well, in my opinion. So overall grade for making money. If you like them, great. But if for making money, it's like a C. Next one, we'll look at like synth trap. And like, I kind of think of like the basic Travis Scott, Don Toliver. And by basic, I mean like his like kind of go-to, kind of what he's kind of known for. Playboy Cardi as well. So like rage type beats. I was just thinking about, you could probably throw Yeet in there. Like that would probably hit the same type of person. By itself, not that great, like a C minus, but you combine that synth trap and something like Louis, I'm going to say Louis, something Louis does really well is he combines that synth trap with this, and like a C plus and a C minus is what I put for it. But put those together, now you have like a B minus, a B level market. And that it's like you make six figures a year for sure on that. So yeah, like by itself, like 4K a month. Like the type of customer, it's probably like kids. It's the exact opposite of the J. Cole storytelling type beats. Is like those are adults with jobs with money. These are kids without jobs with no money. How are they going to pay for the beat? They don't have any money. They have plenty of time, so they're watching the videos. The views are going crazy. Like why are people not buying it? Same with the trap. Like they have time, so they're watching the beats, but like a producer would be like, I've got so many views, why did it not make any sales? Because like these people just don't buy beats. It just is what it is. So, but what these are phenomenal for streaming. like the streams go crazy. So if you get like a placement, the publishing could be ridiculous. It could go to the top of the Billboard chart. For BeatStars, you're not selling a lot of leases. It just kind of is what it is. And the trap ones, the view to sale ratio is the absolute worst. So yeah, income potential 4K a month. If you're the best, or if you're pretty good but not the best, 1 to 2K a month, like not good. Competitive, it's like probably like a 9.5 out of 10. Longevity 3 out of 10. Very trendy to me. Like I don't see Yee is cool. Like I like his futuristic vibe. Playboy Cardi. It's so much based off style and trendiness and relevancy, and that's always a constant competition of like who's got the newest thing, like who's newer. Like as soon as someone comes out with something, they want to like do the even cooler, trendier thing, and it's like so for that reason, like I don't think the stuff like lasts all that long, but I think it can work together, like I said, and so I think Louis is a good example of that. Here's an example of that type beat. Sorry, I should have played this first, but here we are. They're dope beats. I do love them as beats. Like, that's why people listen to them. But like, I'm not gonna buy it. But like, that's the thing too. Is this is confusing to a lot of people on the other end. They're like, my views are going crazy. Why am I not getting sales? Because people react just like I did. Where I'm like, it's like I'm not pulling out my wallet. I'm a producer. Producers love those beats, or rappers will even be like, that's awesome, but like I didn't write a song to it, or I did, I'm gonna rip it because I don't have any money. That's just how it works. Yeah, so like very synth based, like super cool. Travis Scott, yeah, Playboy Cardi, like yeah, that's the style. Okay, so let's go into hardcore R&B. Yeah, who do we got here? Giveon, SZA, Brent Faiyaz, Party Next Door, Daniels, Caesar, Mooney Law. These are really, let me see if, like, there's another one that's like recommended. But yeah, so this is like straight up R&B. Like no one's gonna think it's anything else. It's like Party Next Door. Like I'm sure in the tags they have it. Bryson Tiller, Summer Walk, Tory Lanez, R&B Drake. I'm sure. Yeah, Party Next Door. Okay, so that's like this is like the perfect beat. But yeah, so the weird thing about these beats are, you would think like a good customer base, they just don't buy beats. I don't know what it is. Like they do, but not really. It just has always seemed to be the case. For anyone I've talked, and you go to people's BeatStars and it's just like not as many streams. Like people aren't shopping like that. I don't know. Income potential, I think like, yeah, right now you're peaking out at like 5K a month. Like even if you're getting like hundreds of thousands of views, I mean, this channel probably isn't getting that many regularly, but, and then like mid-level income is like 1.5 to 2K. Competitiveness, I don't think too many people do it. There is like a skill set barrier. So this is one, like sometimes there's a skill set barrier to get in, and the rewards aren't that high. So it's like, just, that's to me, that's not a great decision. That's a D+ decision. Longevity, I mean, it's probably, I don't even go 8 out of 10. I don't see it going anywhere, but like level of difficulty, I might even put it up to like 8.5. And people doing well, it's just like, I just wouldn't recommend it. Like, so it doesn't, we shouldn't even look into it. But yeah, so that's kind of the case with that style. So it's this is, and like what you could maybe do is like figure out some sort of like, I talk in the pop one of like, you could probably do this hardcore R&B and then combine it with like a foreign audience that like have like dance hall, Afrobeat, and like you could maybe then you could kind of pull all these in to like have a couple different 2 to 3K a month and get yourself to 10. That might be possible. But overall, like, seems to be an uphill battle for me, like looking at it from a income perspective. Okay, so these are fun. Like, these are like producers' favorite beats. Like, so these are super dope. Obviously, as producers, we love them. Timbaland, 50 Cent, Neptunes. So what you can do is like, You can have like a modern take on these with like a Tommy Richmond type. At your best, I think you're doing 2 to 4. That like elite Olympic level success is like 2 to 4K a month. It's gonna be hard to find where to. I don't know like what umbrella you can put it into. It's just like it's cool. I love it as a producer, but I'm not pulling out my wallet. And like even rappers, like they'll listen to it and they'll be like, "Oh, that's awesome," but like, what kind of song am I gonna make over that? Like rappers are also like considering their audience of like what the general public wants, and they might be like, "Oh, that was like a fun beat to listen to." Like it was like nostalgic, threw me back to like the 50 Cent vibes or the Pharrell or the Neptunes or whatever. But yeah, it's like they're like, that was fun to listen to. They may have loved it. They might even like it, but they're not pulling out their wallet typically. I don't see a lot of people doing it. Longevity, I mean, it's been around for 20 years, so it's probably going to keep going. Difficulty, like, yeah, there's some style things that you have to learn. I think Proud by Ty does it really well. Overall, I would say like a D when it comes to earning money. Pretty difficult, no matter how good you are. So let's go to like the classic drill, like, you know it, like Pop Smoke, Central C, Axel, what was that one? Whoop-Dee or whatever by CJ. Like hardcore straight up drill. Not like drill influenced like R&B or anything like that. Just like. So, I mean, these beats are like fire. I love listening to them, but to me, I'm putting them in a very similar category as the real trap, the straight up trap. You're going to run into, I can just repeat the same things. You're just going to run into the same difficulties, getting sales. Like, yeah, and a lot of people are going to be doing it. So it's like pretty competitive, not a lot of rewards. You guys are kind of like, if you go into it, you're really fighting for crumbs. Like even on that 3 million views, I bet it did a shocking low amount of sales for that 3 million views. And the drill drums, like I'm not very good at them, but I don't think they take terribly long to learn. So say D-. So this one's pretty speculative. I will see these Detroit type beats. I just see them on the top charts. Sometimes they might be like, I just don't even know like what umbrella you would throw them into. I don't know. It's tough. Like, but they do see them on the top charts sometimes. So like I'd say 2K a month, maybe. Maybe you could have one beat doing like 2 to 3, maybe, but D+. I just don't see where you go with it. Maybe if you could figure out how to group it into another one, it could work. But another one, let's talk about like 90s sample type beats. This will be another one that you need to group into, and you could like, I'll show you an example of a good group after this. But you got that 90s R&B sample, and then it's basically nice for what? That's the vibe. Also, there's that Kendrick Drake song, but like you'd have to have modern drums. It's that Janet Jackson sample. Yeah, Poetic Justice, like, but yeah, it's like the nice for what drums on this, like, that's kind of the category. I mean, I love it, like, musically. I think maybe that's even generous. I think 4 to 6K on these ones alone. It's actually, let's go 3 to 5 is probably what someone would peak out. You could do like there's also like the Jack Harlow style. I think actually for that reason, like you can maybe get those modern Jack Harlow. That one that was on the top charts recently, like that Jack Harlow bounce. Lovin' on Me, yeah. So it's like that would go in this one, and that could kind of boost you a little bit. So kind of have that modern spin on it. It's like, yeah, 90s R&B sample has that bounce, like that party girl, like city girl. I don't know how to explain it better than that. Like a girl, like girls like about to go out, like jewelry, taking pictures, having fun, all that stuff. So that's the aesthetic for it. Competitiveness. I don't think a lot of people are doing it. Longevity, like, I don't know, maybe a 6 or 7 out of 10. I feel like the nice for what version of that like style be around, but then like Jack Harlow's kind of bringing it back, and they do pop off like when he does them. So maybe go, a little bit of a range for you. 6 to 7.5 out of 10. And level of difficulty, so they're pretty easy. You just take a sample, filter it out, figure out the bass line, and then 2-step hi-hats. So I don't know, C plus. Like, I think as a market individually, but then if let's say you could probably, I wouldn't, you can maybe throw it into these ones, but if you were doing this style, I would just do the modern drums. You could definitely throw it into this, and I think that would make a lot of sense. And that could like kind of boost this up to like B minus maybe with the two of them, even though that one's on the downhill. I don't know. It's all right. It's like, yeah, it's got to have that umbrella by itself is like, but it's like could be a good foot in the door to kind of go after a stronger market. But yeah, some of those, it may be on the dated side, at least in that style with those drums. Like maybe you could figure out the new drum style to bring it back. And I think like in some way that will always be there. 90s R&B, people will always want that flip. You see in the way the 90s, like they flip a sample and then you can flip that sample 20 years later with the new drums. But that's like kind of speculative and pretty far down the road. Next one we'll get into is like classic, like Chipmunk Soul, like you know the vibes, like Kanye West, College Dropout, like taking the 70s, flipping them, high-pitched vocals and stuff like that. I'm going to say like $4K a month here. Yeah, it's like, it's just the customer base that is interested in these Kanye West, Ninth Wonder, J. Cole, Jay-Z type beats. They're unfortunately probably aging out of hip hop and rapping, and they love it. They'll listen to it, but they're not trying to release their own stuff. They're not on YouTube searching type beats. They have like families and jobs and stuff like that. So I don't know. It's like, I wouldn't, C minus, I wouldn't recommend getting into it. It's like if you could probably make an extra 1 to 2K a month. Maybe you could throw those. I just wouldn't, maybe into boom bap a little bit, but then I don't know. It would throw off part of your boom bap people. I would probably just let it be at this point. That would be my recommendation. It's like you don't probably want to. I don't think I'm recommending people to hop into a C minus. A C minus market right now. So left field alternative West Coast hip hop. Tyler Creator, Kendrick Lamar, Doechii. What I'm calling this is like TDE artsy hip hop. That's kind of like roughly how I describe it. This is Tyler the Creator version of that. This one's fire. Shout out to Stoic. Like in the most positive way, kind of like weirdo hip hop, like West Coast like weirdo hip hop, like left field artsy, and I mean that in the most positive way. But like that, it's a dope vibe because it's like the person who listens to Tyler the Creator, I'm sure listens to like these three other artists. Like Tyler the Creator recently dropped a song that was like, I think it was over a Kendrick beat or it sounded just like a Kendrick beat. And then Doechii, it's like very hip hop influence. Like SZA has some left field stuff as well. I want to talk about these two together, but by itself, like 6 to 8K a month probably, and then like mid-level income is like 3 to 4K a month. Competitiveness, there's not that too many people doing it, especially like there's not too many people doing it at a high level, that's for sure. So 7 out of 10, that's like not too competitive, and I would maybe even drop that to a 6.5. Longevity, I think it's going to be around a minute. You can look at Tyler the Creator's albums, and like every year like his stuff like stays around, like, and it continues to stream. Like I bet he's got a very consistent like streaming fan base, and I think those people will also be inspired by him, and a section of that will be interested in buying type beats. It's so abstract, like it's difficult to do well because like you have to make weird but good choices. But I would say by itself, it's probably like a B minus market for income. But what you can do is super dope, in my opinion, is you can combine it, the left field West Coast like indie pop, and that could be Tyler the Creator. Like he does some very pop records. Steve Lacy, very pop. Frank Ocean can be very pop. A B minus by itself, but it could be like a B plus market, in my opinion, with these two combined. Let's say it's a 4 to 6K. You do like a 2 to 3K a month. Competitive. It's not crazy competitive. Longevity, I don't know. Frank Ocean is like, he hasn't posted in so long and he's still very popular. And yeah, they're probably like difficulty 8.5 because like you got to have like that indie vibe to it. It's like that West Coast, like the weirdo vibe, again, in a good way. Yeah, so it's like you can take these and that could be like an umbrella, is the two of these. The other one I wanted to throw in here is like the gospel type beats. Let's check out an example of that.
Blessings falling down on me. It keeps bringing.
Let's real quick though, like just I want to play an example. There it is. I saw this one on the top charts for BeatStars for a while. So sorry, we're back to this left field West Coast indie pop. So like the drums have a vibe to it. It's like but it also feels pop too. So Yeah. So yeah, that's a vibe on that one. So the gospel type beats, Kanye West, Lecrae, Vori, even NF. NF kind of slips in there. Maybe that's probably reaching a little bit. But it's like big, iconic, cinematic, gospel, spiritual. What these do is they like, I really like these beats that have like a purpose behind them, especially like for the type of artist. Like it has so much meaning to them, to the people that are into this. Like it has like a deep like spiritual meaning, so it's like it really inspires them to write, and especially if you have good song structure and all that, then you can sell quite a bit of beats. But like 8 to 10K a month, yeah, you could totally do it. It's like pop enough where you don't have to be like a Christian rapper to do it, but if you are a Christian rapper, it'll be like really inspiring. I'd say yeah, maybe let's say 4K a month. And then competitiveness, they're difficult. Like you really have to build out the beat. Like you really have to have arrangement. You really have to add your own style. You can't just do a splice loop. Like you're gonna have to work with the vocal and like make music and like have choirs and like switch ups and really good arrangement. So because of the difficulty level, once again, competitiveness is not so much. So that increases like it as a market. So the pie isn't sliced so thin as it is with the trap beats. Of like, it was like a pie chart, it would just be like a million little slices on the trap beats. But for this one, it'd be like big chunks, even though the pie is smaller overall. Encore and Producer X are the goats of that style. So I'd give it like a B because it's like just a good market to get into for the reasons I just said. Those are the market choices. I have a separate video for pop, so check that out if like you're curious about that. Yeah, I went over all the meaningful ones. I'm sure you can find like small ones, like obscure ones that like I didn't mention, but I didn't mention them for that reason. So that's it. And like kind of think about your umbrellas and think about it, just to reiterate one more time, it's like all about your customer. So you're working back from your customer. For example, the reason why these work together is because the type of person that likes this pop also is probably going to like that left field pop like lane. It's like, it's a very logical, the type people probably have both in their Spotify playlist, who are the type of artists that are inspired by those artists. And then like same with like those synth beats, the synth trap, like someone who listens to like Don Toliver and Travis Scott and Playboi Carti are also probably listening to Drake, A$AP Rocky, Travis Scott, 21 Savage. You know, current 2025 hip hop markets, keep in mind these do change fairly quickly. So, but they last a little, like 6 to 18 months, we'll say, is like, this will probably be good for, and maybe there'll be a new markets pop up, but I think I covered everything. So hopefully that was all helpful. And after this, either check out the pop one or get into the channel aesthetics and what music to do and like kind of the overall branding. And then like we'll get into even more and more specifics in the 2025 aesthetic video of like how to package it and how to make it look and how to attract the type of customers that you want for these markets. So yeah, I think that's it. Thanks for watching. Peace.